All right, so we are going to go through, these are the last two stages of the event here, the costume event. I want to discuss with you guys also while we're going through this, kind of the character build that I have put in place for this. First and foremost, I have a reviver, which that probably doesn't seem like too crazy of an idea. If you don't have a reviver, I think that you probably should have one just in general, especially if you're not going to go item heavy. Myself personally, I haven't had to really use the reviver too much, but just having it just in case is helpful. You might be able to get away with having just like the miracle scroll, which you can see I have it. I haven't had to use it yet. One important thing I want to show you guys and discuss when clearing this event, I'm not just going to go for the throat and go and kill this guy. You want to reduce, especially the first stages, reduce the amount of enemies as much as possible. And ideally, I would like to get maybe some diamonds. So you can see this is a pretty good cascade. I've got everybody going off. I've got my Professor Lindbrock that's getting the mana up. And now we're going to go after and work on killing this one character. So the reason why it's kind of important to do that is because you want to have as much mana as possible going into the stages. So this is good for me. I'm going to just set it up so I have kind of everybody active and ready to go. So that's kind of the first part, is the reviver is helpful for this. Now, going to be a little bit useless now because I'm probably over maned on this. So, over healed. I don't know as to if Mother North is really going to be super effective, so you may not even need to bring her. But one thing I want you guys to see when I'm going through and I'm clearing these stages is I'm going to clear it out, get rid of 1, 2 as soon as possible. That last one there, instead of going after him, I'm going to make sure I'm manned up. I didn't realize I was going to cascade into all those, but we're all manned up for the next stage, ready to go. Again, you want to have kind of clean life as much as possible. Myself, again, I'm using just Kofu as a beast. And then obviously Ludwig is going to be super helpful. Now, the reason why Ludwig is most helpful is just because of the mana gain itself. So I'm not really too worried about the taunt, because the way that this team is built is they are never going to be able to cast their specials. So I was using Colvero. Colvero could work instead if you don't have Alfriki. But ideally you want to have that character in there for sure. All right, so should clear it out. Okay, cool. Essentially at this time, Mother North becomes a glorified minion maker, and we're going to go through again. Everybody's going to get their gifts. Doesn't really factor in too much right now with the specials. Mostly just going to be dealing damage. Getting through this part is pretty easy, getting unscathed. So this is the second to last stage. Always try and make those diamonds. Just this little piece of information is going to be really helpful to just make sure you're completely charged up for each individual stage. Is going to be really, really helpful for you. All right, so now we're on to the boss. Obviously, from what we've been hearing, June is doing an insane amount of damage. So other characters that could be really helpful is going to be counter hitting heroes. It was put into chat saying that they work really well. But we're just going to go kind of this route here and kill them this way. Make it so they never cast special skills. And just have Ludwig go off. In terms of items, if you have a weaker team, you want to focus probably a bit more on using specific items that might help you out. For this, because the team is so strong, it's probably going to be pretty easy. Again, over heal. Now, the reason why this is working is because I'm just shutting them off from their hero specials. Now, don't be fooled. You know, you don't really want to heal. You don't really want to feel June punching you in the mouth. It hits for a lot of damage. We're just going to keep walking them down. I haven't used any items. Just keep throwing stuff. Kofu is going to be doing it. Going to be super helpful there. Other heroes that you want to be using if you don't have, like Kofu, anything that's going to be dealing a lot of damage. Your slow heroes are totally fine to use in this. You just want to kind of keep them alive through the first stage. Anything that's got a major impact or does major damage. Item-wise, there's a lot of items that are really helpful too. So you can also use those. Again, we went pretty unscathed. So we're going to fight the last stage, going to do similar things just so I can talk you guys through it. And we'll see how that goes. So other potential heroes, I'll kind of show you that I could have been using as well. Garnet is going to be really useful too. Being able to have the exceeding mana boost. Another hero that might be really useful is going to be Ruby. To kind of keep them off of their mana. Anything that's going to be reducing their mana so they're not using their special skills. People have been using Pengui. A character like Miki is going to be really useful, especially with the items too. So being able to make it so they can't use their special skills. The biggest thing is just making sure they don't use their special skills. Other heroes that do that as well too is going to be Hell. Hell is also in a situation to where you aren't going to be taking the special skills. So that's also another thing. You obviously got to make sure that they don't gain mana and then go from there. Anything that's going to be casting mindless attacks. So like I mentioned before, Colvero, I was using that at first. Not really a necessity at this point. So your big things you're going to want is mega damage, things that stop mana from producing, and characters that will give you extra life. So if you're going to need kind of those kind of components, and there's a lot of different heroes. So again, Heimdall is another one that's going to give you extra life. Also, a character like Sif is going to be really good because being able to reduce the amount of damage and then go from there. I wouldn't recommend Gusek just because you want to have as much life as possible. So Golem Bursty could also be really good for you too. Anything that's going to be boosting health, dealing a bunch of damage is going to be good. In terms of the items themselves, there's a lot of different items that you can use. Like I mentioned, like everybody's different. So stuff, tornadoes are going to be good. Being able to flip around everything, get your mana back. I am personally using just mana potions. I'm not really going to need to use them too much because I'm just adding all of that in the very beginning. Items like Bomb Attack. Bomb Attack is really effective because it's going to be giving the 25 attack down for 6 turns. The Dragon Attack is just going to be dealing a bunch of damage. Even Axe Attack is pretty good. Giving the minus 20% is effective. So I would probably, especially with this, probably use more expensive items if you have them just in case. But you'll probably see I won't need to use any of these items. So again, getting into the first stage here, my goal is to try and create a diamond, clear as much tiles as possible, and then kill one of their characters as soon as possible. So I really want to focus on that immediately because, as you can see, I just took 468 damage from that. And then being able to do that is going to be really, really effective for me. This might be where you're going to be using items. So as you can see, yeah, my Professor Lindbrock is almost dead. I'm going to go ahead and use an item there. I definitely want to keep her alive. I don't want to be in a situation. So she's at 510. I think she can handle another hit if need be, but ideally shouldn't really need it. So I kind of overhit this character here. I didn't like doing that. So that's going to die, but I really want Professor Lindbrock to get her special up as soon as possible so she can keep me alive. Again, once I get through Kofu, get Kofu up. Let's see what we do here. So they're going to be pretty standardized in terms of the amount of damage that they took. So I might have another situation where everything dies before I really even get a chance. But at this point, I'm pretty close to just in the clear. I've got Professor Lindbrock at 1655, got minions on everything. I am going to use this because, again, I still have 3 heroes here. I don't really like that situation. All right, so I do like that we now have 1. So I'm going to just try and move around him and get my characters to be leveled up, have mana going into the next round. That's the biggest thing. So everybody's full on mana going up into the next round. And at this point, I've definitely turned the tide. I've got Kofu going off. I've got my Ludwig going. I've got Alfriki going. Everything is looking pretty gravy from here. Kill a character as soon as possible. We're good there. Having a diamond going into the next round is going to be awesome. Again, I'm just making sure that I charge up everybody. Everybody into the next round. That's how you take it nice and safe and easy. So we've only got one character left. You can check life totals if need be. So the only thing that's really missing right now is Ludwig. All right, so we're close there. So I'm gonna have 2 turns of my Ludwig and my Kofu. One thing to know, if you're using Ludwig, especially if I'm at 100 mana, I want to make a move that doesn't increase, either purple or red. So I'm gonna go right here because I'm gonna fill up everything right now. Boom, so good. All right, so let's see where they're at damage-wise here. All right, so everything is hit there. Kofu's probably gonna... Yeah, Kofu killed it. So this is fine. We're at the boss now. Again, just in a situation, Ludwig going up. We've got the extra life from her. We're gonna be gaining... Let's hope Kofu. Yeah, Kofu should go off. Alfriki. Going up here. Extra life here. Making diamonds whenever possible. Kofu go off. Boom. No items are used except for in the very beginning. I just want to make sure I don't take a bunch of damage in the beginning and lose any characters in the beginning. But just nice and patient in the beginning. Getting all my characters all the mana that they need. So if 1 turn left. So my next move is going to be... is going to give everybody mana. Boom. Kofu. Ludwig now can go off. We're going to start gaining all of our mana. Make a purple move that should come close to getting... Oh, next turn. Alfriki's going to gain her mana. Right there. So I know you guys are going to say, oh, well, I don't have these crazy level heroes. But you got to keep that in mind. So guys, I'd really appreciate if you see this ad right here. It says turn Anchor into a hero. I'm looking to get 300 people to check out Gemstone Legends. All you got to do is check on the link in the description, 300 people, and I'm going to try and convince them to turn me into a hero. So do me a favor, support me by going and turning me into a hero. So all you got to do, download Gemstone Legends, check the game out, let me know what you guys think in the comments. All right, so Kofu is going to go off. We're pretty much good to go. Stages, no items, except for just a little bit of mana there to get us through. So let me know in the comments, was this helpful? Does this help you guys out? I appreciate all the support, and I will see you guys on the next one.